All right, it's April 17th, 2017, and here's another lesson dealing with my FAIR series, which I started sometime last year. And it's been quite a journey, and I'm telling you, it really does work to change the thoughts in your mind because it really, really helps. It's been moving me along. I've got all kinds of situations that just need to be, that they got loose ends and so on. Some are more problematic than others. And I've really given a lot of time to thinking about my thoughts, what kind of thoughts I think when I think them, and what might cause me to think them. And one of the things I noted was that I was very negative. Like I knew that, yeah, you should be thinking the better things and so on. But I mean, anything could come by and just shift me into the negative, and I'd be locked in for days. And I'm telling you, it's not like that anymore. I can now sooner catch myself when I'm getting into the negative. So it really helps to pay attention to your thinking. And I'm thinking more, much better thoughts more often than I used to. So it pays to pay attention to your thinking. And what you think really does matter for your current situation and for your time right now that you're going through, and even for today. It is also very important for your future, because your thoughts the thoughts you think right now are going to shape what you do right now and what you do for your future. So you got to watch those thoughts that you have. Nothing should be coming in that just makes you stay negative all the time. Life, we know, as the Bible says, is just, it's like quite a test. Man that is born of a woman is of a few days and full of trouble. But it also tells us some very good things about the mind as well. You got to watch your mind and keep in check what you think. Negatives are going to come, people are going to come, situations are going to come that will make you wonder, how you're going to get out of this, how you're going to get out of that. I'm learning now, and I'm seeing it and proving it in my life with certain things that have been changing for a little while now, even though I waited long enough. But I can see that I'm in a shifting and changing time where things are starting to happen quicker. They're not taking as long to happen anymore. So there's just all kinds of stuff that's happening. And so now I'm less concerned about how long something will take to change for the better, as much as I am concerned about what am I changing now by what I think about them right now. See, your change is going to come when you think that they will change. See that? When you think right now that they will change. And instead of waiting until they start to change or look like they're about to change, you see a really good deal coming up for something, whatever it is. And let's say that thing is going to happen 2 years from now. And so you just live negative and sad and depressed and whatever for the next 2 years, upon all the other years that you've lived that way. And in 2 years, when the thing comes and something shiny, just like glossy and shiny, just flashes before your eyes, you're like, oh, you're gonna work on that now because it looks like something's gonna change. You're pumped up and you're bright-eyed like that, and you're full of energy. Get full of energy right now. Get bright-eyed right now. Pardon me, I'm popping up my eyes at you like that, but it's like you gotta get that excitement in you right now. That if the God that you serve is all that in control of your life, you can start to change your mind right now, because you know He's going to take care of everything. It doesn't matter what you went through. Just because something good is going to happen in your life doesn't mean that nothing bad is going to happen to you right now. Or it doesn't mean, like when you look at people who've had all kinds of good things, happening in their lives, and they tell you their stories of what they've been through, there really was a time when they went through those terrible things. But they learned to think much better. They learn to trust in the Most High. And you've got to trust in Him, like really trust. See, trust is, and I can tell you this because of what I've been dealing with and going through. I don't have any reason to be happy, but I am. I don't have any reason to smile, but I smile. I don't have any reason based on all kinds of stuff that's happened to me over the years. I don't have any reason other than that I just decided that once I understand that the Creator is for me, and I know He's got it all worked out. That the Bible says, hey, He's got you written in the palm of His hand. Like, He's looking at you, He's concerned, He's wondering, He's thinking about you all the time. Like, don't you think the one who planned this whole earth and the skies, the heavens, the stars, everything, and the trees, and where trees would grow, because certain trees only grow in certain places on the earth. And I mean, he planned everything out, even the moving of the clouds. They move from a certain spot to a certain spot at different times of the day. They just do their stuff, and it's like they got this clockwork movement about them. He planned everything. He planned everything. So you gotta get to the place where you understand he has planned some stuff for you as well. And Job says, he performs the thing that is appointed for me, and many such things are with him. You have to get to the place where you understand it's just my calendar that he's dealing with. Some things have been set by appointment for me, and he's looking at the palm of his hand, and he's waiting, he's looking. When is the time when their stuff comes up on that calendar that I've set up for them? And it's going to happen. You're just dealing with a matter of time. When my time comes, it don't matter what it is in the world and whoever is coming up against you, whoever is planning to sabotage you, whoever is behind the scenes working at this, that, whatever that you cannot see, however well they've planned it, however much resources they've had over the years to amass to put towards taking you down. Nothing can stop you. When the Creator says it's your time, it don't give a damn who is planning what. It does not matter who is planning what. So you got to change your mind and start thinking, hey, if I trust in the Creator, then I trust in the Creator today, and not that I'm going to trust in Him 2 years from now when that thing is going to work out. So I want to read to you here something to help you with your mind, because this video is really talking about your mind, what you think. You got to think the proper things, the better things, the things that are much more healthy for you. This book, The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity by Catherine Ponder. Really, really very good book. And this one I've actually been reading very slow because some books I read differently, and this one I just wanted to soak it in. And because I am kind of like re-engineering my thoughts, how I think, when I think certain things, what I am watching, what I think, what causes me to think something, and I'm dealing with, how thinking actually happens. When is a person, more so me, likely to think something? Does my thinking change with the weather? Like it's looking cloudy out there right now, like it's going to rain. Well, I guess I said it's going to rain later, but I'm thinking of everything. And so I'm watching myself and to see when I started thinking certain things when I was a child, what caused me to think those things. When I became an adult, what made me think certain things, what made me think defeat. And did I necessarily just start thinking defeat because something bad happened to me one time? Or did I slip into a place of thinking defeat because the thing happened to me back to back a number of times? Which would then let me know I can get through something once, and then if it takes a long time to happen again, I can get through it again. But then, but if it happens too much back to back, too close together, I know that's a problem. I'll struggle with being positive and faithful and so on. So then what I would do is, if I see that there's a trend in my life where I get down when things happen too close together that are bad, I would more strategize in my own mind to set my life up in a place where I move around situations that might be problematic if they don't work out properly for me. That way, if they should fail, they don't fail too close together. So I'm keeping my mind in the positive because I have strategized to work against anything that can more bring me into a time where too many bad things are happening together in a short space of time. See, you got to think to win. You got to think to win, and it takes time to learn these things. So I'm trying to help you because, we got to help each other. So the dynamic laws of prosperity, I want to read to you just maybe 8 to 10 lines here. Now look what it says. What a realization it was on the day I read the words of Solomon. As a man thinketh within himself, so is he. And that's Proverbs 23 and verse 7. And later the words of Job, thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and light shall shine upon thy way. That was Job 22 and verse 28. And they end now with this part. From the philosopher James Allen I learned, through his thoughts, man holds the key to every situation and contains within himself, I'll read that part again, through his thoughts, and he contains within himself that transforming and regenerative agency by which he may make himself what he wills. When you start to change, it's because you began to understand that. And remember, the Bible also says death and life is in the power of the tongue. And what's the tongue going to speak? But the things that come to the mind. The things that are in the mind is what you speak. You keep speaking defeat, you're going to get more of that. You keep thinking the positive things, thinking it. That's what's going to come out of your mouth. It's going to come out of your eyes. It's going to come out of it's going to come out from your tongue. It's going to ooze out of your body. It's going to just come out of you. And you're going to walk into those situations that are a blessing to you and eventually a blessing to others, because that's what you think. You don't think defeat anymore. You think blessing. It doesn't matter how bad it is. You think like you're going to get out. Look at Rambo, the movie Rambo. I watched the movie Rambo a few more times again recently. And it's like, it don't matter how bad a situation he gets in now. It's not like he was not realistic. He knew he was in a bad spot sometimes when they caught him or when they were getting too close on him. But he just always thought of getting out of that bad spot. And the first thing to getting out of your bad spot is to think that you're getting out of this bad spot. Shalom.